We are live at historic Palm Springs Stadium in beautiful Palm Springs, California. Mitch Glesser alongside Andres Tejeda will have the call for you in game one of our daily doubleheader. This one will be between the Canada A's and the Palm Springs Power, and we are underway here. Game time 10:04 here Pacific time. Starting on the mound for the Power, Joseph Scamboluri. Right-hander throws strike one and now quickly ahead. Strike two. To the lead man for the A's, it's Antonio Carta. He'll be at second base today. We'll get a good starter here in Scamboluri. He's the 1-2 combo between Bryce Foster and him, and an early strikeout here for Carta on 3 pitches. A good start for Scamboluri.
Absolutely. Scamboluri is probably the top pitcher here at the Cal Winter League. 75% of first pitches have been falling in for strikes on everyone he's faced. I think he's about 20 innings in. I think that's the most that any pitcher has gone in the Cal Winter League.
Scamboluri, 4 games started so far as he pours in a strike here to Josh Hines. 19 2/3 of work, 7 hits allowed in those 19 innings and 2/3. That's a great number there. Here's a strike here to Josh Hines. He's quickly down in the count 0-2, so 5 straight strikes for the righty. Here comes an 0-2 with one down, a wave and a miss. 2 strikeouts on 6 straight strikes for Scamboluri. A hot start for the righty.
Yeah, he's perfect so far.
We'll see how long he can keep it up. So far, how about this, Andres? Scamboluri has not allowed an earned run. He's only allowed 4 runs total. Great numbers, 26 strikeouts for the righty, and now he's back up to 28 after 2 straight strikeouts between Carta and Hines to open up here in the top of the first.
Like I said, he's one of the top. He is the top pitcher here. He I believe, is going to be signed if he hasn't already. But this man is just incredible on the mound.
He is signed to Lake Erie on a pro contract. Works here, tall frame, long lanky arms, long fluid arm. Here's a strike here, blows it right by Travius Ford in the 3 spot. Back-to-back strikeout swing between Carta and Hines. Looks like Scamboluri's got the fastball pumping here early on. He's got a good sweeping slider, and he'll also bring in the changeup as well. Good 3-pitch mix. And he's ready to go here, a 1-1. Another sweeping slider. This ball hit in the air softly. It's diving, and it's going to fall in right center field. And that'll be the first hit of the ball game for Travius Ford after 2 straight strikeouts to open up the game. So he's aboard for the Canada A's. The Canada A's come into this ball game. They are last in the league. They are 2-9, and the Power come in just behind the British Columbia Bombers. They are 7-3. They're on a 2-game win streak. So the Power trying to keep up their hot streak. The A's are going to try to slow them down today. So Scamboluri will go to the stretch here. A check swing throw down is in time. Travius Ford trying to steal second base, and a good, strong throw from the catcher there for the 3rd out. So that'll do it for the top half. We'll go to the bottom half here, and no score here early on. Back here in Palm Springs, we go to the bottom half of the first here in game one. It'll be Andrew Gayton to lead off for the Power. Shows button, pulls back here. Gayton will be in center field, a speedster. Bats from the left side. We'll be facing off against Ben West, who gets the start on the mound for the Canada A's. West is quickly behind here, 2-0 is the count. Take a look at some of the numbers here for the Canada A's and Ben West as he brings us 2-0. Swing and a miss from Gayton. Ben West is on the year. 2 starts, 14 innings of work, 11 strikeouts. He's allowed 5 earned runs. He's 0-1 on the year. Foul ball off to the left side. Canada A's are a team that will switch out their players around the 5th inning. And we've talked a little bit about that, we're not quite sure if that has worked for them or against them. In my opinion, it's probably worked a little bit against them, but here's a strike 3 looking to Gayton for the first out.
Yeah, that's a tough put out there against Gayton. But Ben West is out here showing why he's also the best here in the Cal Winter League.
We've seen a lot of really good starting arms for both of these teams, and all of the teams really. A lot of the starters have been snatched up and signed by these managers and scouts. Swing and a miss here from Robert Brugemeyer, who will dig in from the right side.
Ben West, he's 3rd on that first pitch strike at 71%. He also has a 2 earned run average.
Again, the Canada A's 2-9, so they're looking to claw their way back out and get back into the win column. There's a pitch that's fouled away. Clear skies here today in Palm Springs. Nothing but blue in the air, not a cloud to be seen with the mountains off in the distance. Never gets old. Always looks like a painting.
Oh, absolutely. And today's one of the warmer days. We're hitting the upper 70s.
This ball is hit in the air to left center, and giving chase out there is the left fielder, Dejard Kimbrough. It's now bobbled around. Nonetheless, Brugemeyer is going to be standing up at second with a double, so a good start here for the right-handed hitter with an extra base hit. That'll get things cooking for the Power.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're up in that 2 spot. If your 1 spot can't lead it off, you got to become a lead-off hitter with 1 out.
So that'll bring up Marcus Page. He's in the 3 slot. Casey Combs and Julian Hunt to follow. 1 away here, bottom of the first. No score, 1 hit a pop for each team. Here's a strike thrown to Page, the first pitch he sees. Left to right in the outfield for the A's, it'll be Kimbrough in left, Ford in center, Pizzana in right. Left to right on the infield, it'll be Pernell Chaplin at third, Aaron Ushery at shortstop. Antonio Carta is the second baseman, and Travis McFarland at first. Behind the plate, Josh Hines, who has moved around a little bit between teams, as Ben West brings a 1-1 wave and a miss from Marcus Page. And that is actually strike 3, so there were 2 strikes in the count, and he is down on the sweeping slider from the righty.
Ben West putting him down. He's got 2 strikeouts now. I'll be left up to Casey Combs to keep the inning alive.
2 strikeouts for Scamboluri in his top half of the first, and now 2 for Ben West in the bottom half as he brings in ball 1 to the cleanup man, Casey Combs. 2 outs here, runner in scoring position. Give a look to kind of hold the runner as West brings inside just a tad on the fastball. The Power, a team with not really a standout hitter. Although Casey Combs comes in with the clip. 6 hits and 25 at-bats. Just 5 strikeouts, so a good bat-to-ball candidate. Puts it in play here on the ground to the shortstop, Aaron Ushery, up with it. After he bobbled it a tad, and he comes back to make the play as he hangs in there for the 3rd out. Nothing doing for the Power there in the bottom half. We've played through 1. Scoreless here, 1 hit apiece for each team, and we'll go to the 2nd here in Palm Springs. We go to the second frame here. The lead man will be Dejard Kimbrough for the Canadays. Joseph Scambolari back to work here. 2 strikeouts for him in the first. Righty deals. This pitch is hit in the air to center field, and it's going to hang up there for the center fielder, Andrew Gayton, to make the play, and that'll be out number 1 on 1 pitch. And speaking of quick outs, Andres has a couple of advanced stats on Scambolari and why he has performed so well here in the CWL.
So coming into today's game, the amount of times he has 7 1-2-3 innings. He has 11 innings where he gets the first 2 batters out. He's gotten 15 leadoff outs, so that means the first batter of the inning is always put out. His command stats are just as impressive. His strike percentage, 70% coming into today's game. His first pitch strikes, he has 47 of those, and that first pitch percentage, again, 75%. First pitches that result in an out, 80% of those first pitches have resulted in an out. None first pitch swinging at-bats have resulted in a walk. He only has 14 zero-walk innings. No walks that he's ever put on have scored. He's only had 1 batter reach as a leadoff hitter.
So here's another strikeout after the lead man, Kimbrough, flied out to center field. Travis McFarland is going to be down after the appeal to first. He did go around. 3rd strikeout for Scambolari.
And again, more of that command. You want to take, wild pitches are a common thing we see here. You want to guess how many this guy has?
It's probably got to be under 5.
Oh, it's definitely under 5. It's 1.
Wow.
Only 1 wild pitch.
Yeah, and he is a guy early on. He really stuck out like a sore thumb to me.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen a lot of, again, really good starting pitching out here. Scambolari comes in at 6'2", only 170 pounds. So, as somebody looking for player development, he is certainly one of those guys that he's going to elevate his game at the next level once he builds around that long, lanky frame. Just 24 years old. Good slider here. In for a strike. The hitter is Aaron Ushery. Quickly 2 up, 2 down here, and now in a 1-2 count as Scambolari goes to work looking for another punch-out. Pitch in there. Strike 3 swinging, and a little swagger from Scambolari as he hop steps over the line. Another 1-2-3 inning here from Scambolari. A hot start for the righty, and he's held the Canadays scoreless so far. We'll go to the bottom half of the second with the Power looking to add some run support for their star-studded righty on the mound. Back here in Palm Springs, Mitch Lutzer alongside Andres Tejeda. Power come to bat here looking for some run support for their pitcher on the mound in Scambolari. First pitch swinging here is Julian Hunt. He grounds it softly over to the second base area. Antonio Carta takes care of him over there for the first out on 1 pitch.
As we mentioned earlier, the A's have been struggling all season long. So the Power need to take advantage of Ben West here and put some runs up because, the A's, unfortunately, it's going to be a tough challenge against Gambluri.
Yeah, again, they come in with a 2-9 record, and they've lost 4 straight. Ben West is trying to give a good start. So far, so good. 2 strikeouts. Only allowed one hit. That was the extra base hit for Robert Brugmeyer in the first inning. This will be Patrick Metzler from the right side. For the Power, swinging a soft line drive. Sounded like he broke the bat into right field. Dumps that in for a single as it dropped in front of Pizzana. And the Power in business here with 1 away.
Just going with the pitch, hitting it the opposite way. Get a leadoff hitter any way you can.
Finding a way to get on base, and now we'll bring up the lefty, Brian Keaton. Keaton playing on the middle of the infield on the defensive side at second base. Long, lanky lefty as West works from the stretch. Takes a peek over at first. Not a big lead for Hunt. Here's the ball grounded over to Carta, who kind of trips, and it looks like that'll probably be an error on Carta as he tripped trying to make the play. So the first error of the game coming by way of the second baseman for the Canada A's, and the Power now have runners at first and second with 1 out.
And Carta just tripped. I think he just tripped over himself there. It should have been a routine ground ball, just couldn't handle it. Like I said, I think he just tripped out there.
Yeah, lost his footing out there. The infield looks like it's probably a lot drier today than normal, with the sun beaming down, as Andres mentioned earlier. Last week it
was cold.
Yeah, I was gonna go there, and then I was gonna say I don't know if our listeners would appreciate that. Saying that it's cold when it was 60 degrees, but it did feel a little chilly out. We were all wearing hoodies and felt a. What can I say? We're spoiled.
Yeah, we were spoiled. I mean, I will say, my brother is currently in Arizona, and he would complain about the weather out there. And being from Chicago, right now they got 16 inches of snow. It's negative degrees.
This ball is grounded over to Ushery, the shortstop, and he fails to make the play. So back-to-back errors by the Canada A's, and now the bases are loaded.
Yeah, Ushery, another one. You got to make that play. Glove down. Don't try to do anything fancy. That's been the downfall for the A's. I think they lead the league in most fielding errors. I'll have to double check that stat. But if you're the A's, you got to make that play. You got to make the simple stuff. And now, 1 out, you got the bases loaded, and Josh Jubilee's coming up. He's the 9-hole hitter. He gets on, then you're starting with the brunt of the lineup at the top.
Yeah, so we look at the team fielding stats. The Canada A's are dead last. This pitch is in there for strike against Josh Jubilee. Thompson at first, Keaton at second, Metzler at third for the Power. Looking to put a run on the board with 1 out as Ben West looks to try to get out of the jam. He throws strike 2 here to Josh Jubilee. So the A's come in with 25 team errors on 306 total chances. Not the greatest numbers there.
Make it 27 with those last 2 errors too.
Correct. So this pitch is spoiled foul from Jubilee. The Bombers at the top of the league as far as the defense is concerned.
And they're in the top of the standings as well.
Yep. Bombers are probably the most complete team out here. We've highlighted that on numerous games.
They got pitching, they got hitting, they got fielding. Got the whole package.
Power are second to last in fielding. They came into the game with 23 team errors. So we'll see if they can clean it up today behind their starter in Scamboluri, who is again off to a hot start. 4 strikeouts through 2 frames so far. Josh Jubilee trying to work himself back into the count here. 2 balls in, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases are loaded here. Ben West in a bit of a jam, the starter for the A's. As he comes set, and Jubilee will see a 2-2 spoiled foul again. Count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. Game 2 today will be between the Oregon Lumberjacks and the British Columbia Bombers. And every time I look up at our schedule, Andres, I can't believe how far along we are and just how fast the last 2.5 weeks have been.
Our last full week of baseball, at least regular season.
Swing and a miss. A good pitch there from Ben West as he gets Jubilee to chase. Ben West trying to help himself out for the second out on the strikeout. We'll go back to the top with Andrew Gayton. Again, scoreless so far with the power threatening here. Bases are loaded. Andrew Gayton, he struck out looking his first time around in the first. West set, ready to go. Pitch is lined into right field. That is going to fall in front of Pizzana, and now he fumbles it. 2 runs are going to come across. It's Metzler and Keaton crossing home plate. And it's a big 2-out clutch hit for Andrew Gayton to drive in 2 runs to open it up for the Power, who now lead 2-0.
Now, talk about an ambush tactic. First pitch he sees, he drives it into right field, and now they're leading 2-0.
Good piece of hitting there, the 3rd hit of the game for the Power. And he is a speedster as well at first, so he's always a threat to run, as Robert Brugmeyer will stand in. Brugmeyer 1 for 1, a double in the first. First pitch he sees in the dirt, kept in front by Josh Hines. These catchers, Andres, have really had their work cut out for them this winter. A lot of them have shifted around. Hines is caught between the A's and the Chill.
I was thinking Felix Averette as well. He's with the Bombers and the A's.
This pitch is lined into left field, giving chase as the ball is carrying is Kimbrough, who makes it over the shoulder, running to make the play. And that'll be the 3rd out, but not before the damage is done. The Power get 2 across, and a big clutch hit from Andrew Gayton to open it up. And we will go to the 3rd inning here. We'll see Scambolari come back out, off to a hot start on the mound when we return here in Palm Springs. Here we go to the 3rd inning with Purnell Chaplin leading it off for the Canada A's. Scambolari throws strike 1. Dude is just lights out, just pumping strike 1 to every hitter that he sees. So far, Scambolari, 19 pitches, 16 of them strikes. Finally missing the zone here for ball 1 against Chaplin. Big right-handed hitter. Chaplin is at 3rd base today. Corner infield guy. Here's a sweeping slider that, not sure where that missed, just barely inside, I suppose. 2 balls and a strike. As Scambolari works from the windup and deals. Fastball in there. Good location there. Scambolari will dot up both sides of the plate. Commands the fastball exceptionally well. just very advanced on the mound. 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. Wave and a miss. Strikeout number 5 for Scamboluri. He remains red hot on the mound. Pumps the fastball right by Chaplin for the first out.
He struck out 5 of the 7 batters he's faced.
Yeah, what more can you say? This kid is just, he's something else. That'll bring up Adrian Pizzana as he awaits. And ball 1, just missing a little bit outside. Looked like it could have been the changeup. We'll see if we can't get some spin rate numbers. We were talking a little bit about Scamboluri's slider. We'll see as he throws a strike here, a wave and a miss from Adrian Pizzana.
There was a rare first pitch ball there to him.
Yep. See if we can get some spin rate numbers on the breaking ball, because I feel like Scamboluri's slider breaks horizontally more than probably anybody else in the league. Galindo has a nice slider as well for the chill. 2-ball, 1-strike count here, 1 away. Top of the 3rd, and here's a strike on a fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Score is 2-0 in favor of the home squad. That is the Power. Just 1 hit so far for the Canada A's. Here's the pitch, 2-2. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Scamboluri.
Oh my goodness.
Flame throws the fastball right by Adrian Pizzana for the second out. He's now struck out 4 consecutive hitters.
So he has 6 strikeouts on 28 pitches.
Absolutely absurd, and that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter in Colton Traeger. First pitch he sees, swing and a miss.
Did he sign an independent deal or a minor league deal? Because this guy needs to hit new heights.
Yeah. CWL, we try to reach new heights as a swing and a miss here from Traeger, and he's got him in the hole. 2-strike count here again with 2 outs.
Oh my.
Why not? How about a 3-strikeout inning? My best bet would be a slider. We'll see what he brings here on an 0-2. Scamboluri, a long look in, messing with the timing of Traeger as he winds and deals. Breaking pitch, freezes Traeger. Strike 3 looking. Scamboluri on fire. That is 5 straight strikeouts for the righty. He has 7 in this game so far through 3 innings of work. Tremendous start for the righty. We will go to the bottom half of the 3rd. The Power lead it 2-0, trying to add more runs to this tremendous start so far for Scamboluri. To the bottom half of the 3rd we go. What a start from Joseph Scamboluri on the mound for the Power, the Fort Worth, Texas native, with 5 consecutive strikeouts, and he does have 7 through 3 innings of work. He is really stealing the show. To bat here in the 3rd for the Power, it'll be Marcus Page, Casey Combs, and Julian Hunt. All 3 of them hitless. Marcus Page a strikeout, swinging his first time around. Ben West on the mound for the Canada A's. He has 2 strikeouts so far. He's allowed 3 hits. And the 2 runs for the Power, who lead it 2-0. Page working patiently here at the dish. 3 balls and no strikes. As Ben West tries to find the zone here on a 3-0, he'll deal. Fastball barely in there on the corner. Page thought he might have had ball 4. Said it'll be 3 balls and a strike with Page taking all the way there.
That was a generous call there. It did clip the corner.
Lifted high in the air. Will it stay in fair territory? Chaplin giving chase as it spins back towards the field of play, and nothing doing down there. That ball was skied maybe higher than we've ever seen so far here in the Winter League.
Yeah, I had to poke my neck out of the press box to see it.
Man, talk about hang time.
You got that on Flight Scope?
That ball was up there for seemingly 7 or 8 seconds. Chaplin was over there just like, man, I don't want anything to do with this. That was skied in the air. So it'll be 3 balls and 2 strikes after the high foul ball. And the pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground, through the hole on the left side. Page puts just enough muscle behind it to scoot it out into left field. And now the ball is going to get away from Ushery. That's going to be an error on the shortstop. And Page is now in scoring position. So a careless effort there by Aaron Ushery. The throw coming in from the left fielder on just a lob throw in that you typically see from Kimbrough. And Ushery somehow booted it.
That is called heads up baseball. Most batters, that is a live ball. Most would assume I got my base hit, I'm done, wait for the next batter. But Marcus Page with the heads up baseball and just said, that I need to go on that. That's a live ball.
Second error of the game for the shortstop Ushery, and now a runner in scoring position with nobody out. And in stands Casey Combs, who is hitting in that 4 spot. Boy, you don't see that too often. Just muffs the throw from left field. This pitch is hit in the air into center field, now drifting over to right field, slicing away, and there to make the play is Pizzana in right field. And now his throw a little errant as it comes in, but it's stopped on the infield by Chaplin at third with Ben West backing up. So that'll be the first out here in the bottom half of the third on the fly out to right field.
Pizzana making the two-handed catch. We saw at the beginning of the year the outfielders were struggling a little bit. I mean, not a lot of guys have been shagging fly balls all winter, especially with COVID, but you're seeing a lot more of those two-handed grabs out in the outfield.
2 hands for safety as West checks on the runner at second. That is Page in scoring position after the single and the error. The frame continues here with Julian Hunt. He is 0 for 1. He grounded out to the second baseman his first time around. Taking a strike here from the right-handed arm in Ben West. 2 early runs here in the second for the Power to give them their lead. 2-0 is our score as West comes set closed off and deals. This ball hit on the ground to Ushery, who makes a decent backhanded play, and the throw across to get Julian Hunt as McFarland almost pulled his foot away from the bag early there.
Yeah, I thought he did pull his hand or foot off the bag. Usher made a nice pick on the play, but he's got to get the throw down.
So he does make the nice backhanded play on the weird hop that we've seen ever so consistently on the infield here at Palm Springs Stadium. We're getting to some of the playing conditions. So far, it looks like the ball is really carrying in the outfield. Normally, you don't see that here on this field, and
especially with the wind blowing in.
Right,
too.
I was just going to say the flag is blowing in. So that is a bit unusual, and again, with the sun beaming down, should get into the upper 70s degree-wise today as this ball is hit in the air a mile again in the air. Boy, the ball is just carrying out there. That is Travius Ford to squeeze it with 2 hands for the third out. So the Power get a runner to second base, but nothing doing. And that'll do it for the Power in the third. They do lead it still 2-0. We'll see the stars shining bright on the right-handed Scamberluri as he comes out for another inning of work for the Power. We'll see what he can do when we come back as we go to the fourth here in Palm Springs. We go to the fourth here. 2-0 is our score in favor of the Palm Springs Power against the Canada A's with dead last. Trying to find any sort of sign of life, facing off against the star-studded righty on the mound in Joseph Scamboluri. Throwing strike one here to Cardo, waving a miss. No balls and a strike. Scamboluri on an absolute hot streak. He has 5 strikeouts in the last 5 batters that he has faced, and he does have 7 here in this ball game.
He's thrown a first pitch strike to 8 of the 9 batters that he's faced.
Here's another strike here on the inner corner to Antonio Carda, who was a victim of the strikeout his first time around in the first. And Scamboluri with 1-2. Way ahead here. We'll see what he brings. Fastball high in the zone, and Cardo will leave it up there for a 2-ball, 2-strike count. And that's what Scamboluri does so well, too. He mixes those 2-strike pitches. There, the fastball. And here, a bender, 12-6 curveball in the dirt, and Carda is down fishing. First out here on the strikeout, and Scamboluri has 6 straight strikeouts.
That's got to be a Cal Winter legal record. At least he's coming up on one.
My goodness, is he ever on fire? Kid can't miss the strike zone as he throws strike one right down Main Street to Josh Hines. Josh Hines looks just befuddled up there.
That's his 9th pitch for a strike on 11 batters.
Boy, good shape there to the breaking ball. No balls and 2 strikes. I haven't seen this clean of a start in a while at any level of baseball.
No.
Scamboluri throws. Where did that miss?
Misses.
Oh, boy.
I think the umpire's trying to give the A's a chance to hit.
Breaking pitch. That looked like it was right in there over the plate.
Do it again.
1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll see what he brings. This pitch in on the hands and just muscles it into left field. Jubilee picks it up in left field, so it's a single for Josh Hines, and guess what? Joseph Scamboluri is human.
That's only his 2nd hit given up today, but 6 strikeouts in a row. That's definitely going to be in the recap. That's going to be a highlight.
What more can you say as he now communicates with his middle infield as to who will cover the bag on a ground ball and who's got it on the comebacker. Always something that the middle has to hash out. That's what they're doing over there, saying, I got it on the comebacker. So 1 away here, runner at first after the single. Scamboluri deals strike 1. Travius Ford looks silly there. He'll take a breather as he exits the batter's box, and he'll readjust the batting gloves. Fastball there from Scamboluri, just running in. Scamboluri has that firm fastball, not a whole lot of run to it, but it gets on the hitters pretty quickly. He likes to elevate it with 2 strikes, works side to side. Otherwise, here's a breaking ball, and he misses. Scamboluri out there trying to hammer it home, trying to finish more out in front. It'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out here, top of the 4th. 2-0 is our score in favor of the Power. As Scamboluri will bring a 1-1. Fastball, check swing. Did he go? He did not. So we're working with a 3-man umpire crew today. We saw the 4-man crew. Was that yesterday or 2 days ago?
I think we had it for the past 2 days. A lot of the umpiring students here are taking as much advantage and time as they need as we're nearing the end of the season, and playoffs are coming up soon.
Time called in the box from Travius Ford. Ford does have one of the 2 hits in the ball game. Single for him his first time around. He was caught stealing, though. You mentioned earlier, Andres, that Scamboluri has done a good job of holding runners when they get on base as well.
He's only had 2 people attempt to steal. 1 was successful, 1 was caught stealing.
Does a terrific job working from the stretch, mixing up his timing on the mound. As Ford takes his time to get into the batter's box as he adjusts his footing, and now he digs in. Scamboluri comes set, And a quick throw over to first. He also does have a couple of pickoffs that you mentioned as well, Andres.
Yeah, he's got 2 pickoffs on the year. I think that leads. You don't see too many pickoffs in any level of baseball, not too often. Though the catchers have a couple pickoffs. I know Mendoza's got one. Fisher has one as well.
Pitch swung on and missed. Another strikeout for the right-handed pitcher, Joseph Scamboluri. A magical start to this game. Notches another strikeout, his second of this frame. Holy cow, I've seen too much orange on my scorecard. I'll highlight my strikeouts in orange. My goodness.
That is quite the start here in 3 2/3 inning of work, and another first pitch strike.
My goodness. 9 strikeouts here through 3 2/3 of work. No balls and a strike to Desjard Kimbrough. Ball is upstairs on a fastball, just missing. And we've seen him put guys away with all of his pitches. As he'll come set in a 1-1. Breaking ball. Good shape to that pitch as he puts it in there. A get-me-over curveball. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
So that first pitch strike, 84%, 85% of the first pitch strikes are falling in. And they're going to go to balk, a very rare call here.
Yeah, very rare miscue from the righty, and he's not going to argue much there, so he knows that he made the balk move. I think he flinched with the shoulder as he was set. So he'll deal with a runner in scoring position now. Here's the pitch to Kimbrough. Wave and a miss on a breaking ball. Are you kidding me? Scamboluri strikes out the side for the second frame in a row. He has 10 strikeouts through 4 innings of work. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, absolutely.
What a start. Boy, his teammates are speechless down there. He's given a great effort so far. Tremendous start for the right-handed pitcher. 2-0 is our score as we go to the bottom of the 4th. The Power looking to add on some runs to this magnificent start for the righty. To the bottom half of the 4th we go. The 7, 8, 9 guys for the Power. Ronnie Keaton, Zach Thompson, and Josh Jubilee. Ronnie Keaton will dig in here. He reached on an error and scored a run. Lifts this ball into left field. Kimbrough has a beat on it as he moves back and he makes the play. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the bottom half of the 4th.
And if you're Ben West, that's as best you can do to try to match Scamboluri. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Pitcher will take that any day of the week, any batter of the week. So that'll bring up Zach Thompson. He also reached on an error his first time around. He kind of Mention the defense for both of these teams, not the greatest in the league, as this ball is hit in the air to the right side and foul. But boy, you don't really need much defense if you're on the power side of things with Scamboluri on the mound.
He's only allowed those 2 hits. And I'm trying to look back at my scorebook here. Just the 2 hits.
2 hits and 1 fly out.
Yep, everything else has been a strikeout.
Swing and a miss here. Good pitch there from Ben West on the breaking ball. 1 out here at bottom of the 4th. The Power lead at 2-0. 4 hits for the Power offensively as Ben West goes into his motion and brings strike 3 here on the breaking ball. Quickly 2 up and 2 down. So a good breaking pitch there from the right-handed pitcher. And that'll bring up the 9-hole spot in Josh Jubilee. Jubilee with a strikeout his first time around. So pretty good start from Ben West. It's just being overshadowed by Scamboluri. First pitch strike here to the 9-hole hitter in Jubilee.
Yeah, Ben West so far, 4 hits, 2 runs, and those weren't earned because of those infield errors. Which, if we don't have those errors, it's a much different ball game. We'd still be having a pitcher's duel. 4 strikeouts for Ben West.
Right, you are. Those errors just detrimental to the A's. They do have 3 errors in the ball game. Pitch with good movement there on the breaking pitch. Ben West got that pitch working for him here early on.
And again, Ben West is not a bad pitcher. In 14 innings pitched, only a 2 ERA.
Yeah, absolutely. By no means probably one of the better arms, if not the best arm for the Canada A's. It'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes to the hitter, Josh Jubilee. West into the motion, deals. Swing and tapped, and we'll see if Chaplin fields it foul. He will. Just letting that squirt foul.
Pretty sure that hit the chalk at one point before it went foul.
I don't know why, but on that softly hit ball there, I just had reminiscence of that famous play where the third baseman blows the ball foul.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing.
It's a classic play in the history of baseball.
I remember it was on a AstroTurf field. I can't remember where. Maybe Houston.
Yeah. Not quite sure. I don't remember who it was, but it's a hilarious clip. This pitch is fouled away. Every now and again, you'll see those balls tap down the third base line, whether they're bunted or, just tapped off the end of the bat, that somehow just inch their way and, just fall right in front of the base.
So that's Lenny Randall, who was the one who was trying to blow the ball foul.
This ball will stay in the field of play. Line drive that sinks into the glove of Kimbrough in left. So it's a clean inning for Ben West. 1, 2, 3, they go. He adds another strikeout to his performance so far today. 4 for him. We'll see Scamboluri come back out to the hill as we go to the 5th inning here in Palm Springs with the Power leading 2-0. Give you shit. We go to the fifth here, strike one to Travis McFarland. So far, a tremendous start for Scambaluri. He throws just a bit inside here, check swing, he didn't go around. 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-handed hitter Travis McFarland struck out swinging his first time around. And a 1 ball, 1 strike pitch, grounded over to third on a couple of hops and fielded cleanly. A wild throw from the third baseman Marcus Page, but it is an early out here and 1 down in the 5th with the Power leading 2-0.
Good on Thompson to come off the bag and just make the catch and the tag. The first baseman, of course, you want to be able to put your foot on the bag and do the nice stretch and everything, but at the end of the day, you don't want your team to have an error. Catch the ball, give him the base hit if he needs it.
So that'll bring up Aaron Ushery. First pitch swinging, looked like a changeup there from Scambaluri. Ushery, a victim of the strikeout in the 2nd inning. So weird to see a ball actually put in play and put out by an infielder. As here is strike 2. So Scambaluri just absolutely dealing. Purnell Chaplin to follow Ushery. As Scambaluri winds and deals. Pitch is just barely outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 away. Not much doing for the outfielders of the Power, just 1 fly ball out. Nothing really doing for the infield either, just 1 ground ball out. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch is pulled just barely off the plate on a fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, an even count. 1 away, Scambaluri deals. And this ball tapped out in front of the plate. Barehanding it and making the play is Casey Combs.
Oh,
how about that? Scambaluri giving a tremendous effort on the mound, and Casey Combs, his counterpart, picks him up. A great barehanded play as he went to a slide on the knees out in front of the dish, and he makes the play. How about that?
Way to get Dirty's game up here on the line. And from his knees, just tossing it over to Thompson at first. Just overall great play.
Great effort there from the catcher. Casey Combs getting out from behind the plate in a hurry. And that'll bring up Purnell Chaplin, swinging and missing, strike 1.
Another first pitch strike. It's incredible.
Chaplin also a victim of a strikeout. His first time around, change up here in there for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes as Scambaluri searches for his first strikeout of the inning. Is a strikeout in every frame so far, and a wave and a miss from Chaplin, who looks silly and he can't believe it. Scambaluri adds another strikeout, his 11th in the ball game. How about an effort from the right-handed pitcher, and his teammates even in awe of him as he walks off the mound. What an effort from Scambaluri. 2-0 is our score. The Power in favor as we will go to the bottom half of the 5th. Power looking to add a couple more runs. Go to the bottom half of the fifth. Power coming back to bat. It'll be the top of the order. Andrew Gayton, Robert Brugmeyer, and Marcus Page due up for the Power. The left-handed hitter Andrew Gayton takes ball one. He singled and drove in 2 runs his last time up. Also struck out looking back in the first, so 1 for 2 for the lefty as he takes a strike here. 1 ball, 1 strike. New pitcher on the mound for the Canada A's. It's Jacob Espedia, getting a new look, a different red jersey. He typically pitches for the Power. Right-hander throws this fastball in on the hands. Andrew Gayton fouls it away for strike 2. So Ben West's day is done. 4 innings of work, 4 strikeouts, only allowed 4 hits. A solid day for the starter. Espedia throws just a bit outside here, maybe a little bit high as well. Espedia, a huge frame for the righty from San Jose, California. 6'5", 245 pounds. A monster of a frame as he brings this pitch in low. Gayton takes it for a ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lefty trying to work his way on base as the Power search for a little bit more insurance, although I don't know how much insurance you really need with Scamboluri on the mound. 11 strikeouts for the Power starter. This pitch is outside. A good start here to the frame with Andrew Gayton taking a walk. And that is just the first walk issued from either team in this game. So good patience there from Andrew Gayton to get aboard here, and that'll bring up Robert Brugmeyer. Brugmeyer is 1 for 2, a double in the first. He flied out to left his last time around. Speedy will check on the runner at first. Not much baseball news, as Andres, we were talking a little bit in between the breaks about MLB and Players Association meeting with owners, trying to sort out their shenanigans. Strike thrown here to Robert Brugmeyer. And we were talking a little bit about how they have a scheduled meeting. This ball laced into left field off the bat of Brugmeyer, who has hit the ball hard in 2 of his 3 at-bats. He's rewarded with a base hit. Nice solid single into left. So it's a line drive base hit for the right-handed hitter, and the Power have something cooking here in the 5th. Runners at first and second, and they do lead in the ballgame 2-0. So here comes Marcus Page to bat after the single from Brugmeyer. We were talking, though, Andres, they are scheduled to meet, that is Major League Baseball. We were talking, why do they have these scheduled meetings of only meeting like twice a week? These guys should be talking every day, you would think.
Well, absolutely. I'm still kind of just thrown off by the idea that, one, at the end of the day, you're going to hurt yourself and the fans. You know, I've been seeing all over Twitter that, I don't believe it, but the baseball's over, baseball is dead, the fact that this is becoming an issue. I don't think baseball will ever die, but it's not a good look for America's pastime, unfortunately.
It's a terrible look, and I don't remember if I was talking to you or Josh about it on one of our broadcasts. It's free to talk. It doesn't cost anything to meet and talk as this ball is hit in the air, carrying over the head of the center fielder. Fukuda was giving chase. It's going to be a long double off the bat of Marcus Page. He drives in. Andrew Gayton going first to third is Robert Brugmeyer, and the Power have added a run here in the 5th. And it is 3-0. A big double there from Marcus Page for his second hit of the ballgame.
Yep, anything you can do, help your pitcher out, and keep that lead coming. 3-0 against the A's.
So it's an extra base hit, and the Power have 2 of those now in the ballgame between Page and Brugmeyer. And again, we're seeing the signs of the ball just really carrying out to center field there.
Yeah, that ball just kept going and going. And you know, Fukuda, he is one of the better just defense outfielders. I mean, we've seen him make web gems, if not every day.
This ball chopped over the head of Chris O'Neill at third and into the outfield. Into left field, and now thinking about two as it's picked up with a bare hand by Collier Rutledge, thrown into the cut man. It'll be a couple of runs across, 2 RBIs on the double off the bat of Casey Combs.
Yep, and you know, infield was in on that one, and that just bounced over the tall third baseman, Chris O'Neill. He just stood there and watched it go over his head.
Yeah, really nothing he could do about it. Just chopped high off of the ground. I believe it hit the grass on that first bounce, and Chris O'Neill couldn't do much about it. So it is back-to-back doubles for the Power. 3 base hits in a row. This ball now hits softly on the infield, and it is fumbled a little bit by O'Neill. That's going to be an infield hit regardless from Julian Hunt. I don't think O'Neill would have really been able to make the play with Hunt storming down the line to first base. So first and third now are the runners, with Combs now in at third base, 90 feet away. 4 base hits in a row for the Power.
Incredible. The Power are literally just letting it come on here.
Trying to pour it on offensively. They now lead it 5-0 here in the 5th. And that is more than enough run support should Scamboluri come out again for a 6th inning of work.
I have a feeling he would.
This ball is going to get away from Donahue, the catcher, and another run is going to come across here. Casey Combs will score on the wild pitch. And just like that, another run across, and it's now 6-0 in favor of the Power. Julian Hunt moves up into scoring position on the wild pitch as well.
That's a tough one there.
Nobody out still here in the 5th.
Yeah, that's the hardest part about it, is that you still don't have any outs, and you're just giving up a free run on that wild pitch.
So now with more than enough cushion, we'll see if Scamboluri will go back out. And here is another wild pitch, and things are getting away. And rounding the base hard at third was Hunt. He almost thought about trying to take 2 bases on the wild pitch.
So I saw the umpire put 0-2. I guess that Metzler did go around on the check swing, so it's 1-2.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Was kind of wondering why everybody was confused after the previous pitch, but that is why.
Now it's 2-2. Not exactly sure why.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Espedia to the dish. And again, another wild pitch, and this should score Hunt. It will score Hunt. So another run across. 5 runs across. Every batter has reached base so far in the inning, and every single one of them has scored as well. 5 now here in the 5th for the Power, who are pouring it on at 7-0.
He's got to realize this is a game of catch here. You got to just get it over the plate. If he hits it, he hits it. It's better to have him hit it than to give up runs on a wild pitch like that.
Pitch barely squeezed by Donahue. That ball almost got away from him as well. It'll be a walk issued to Metzler. 2nd walk of the frame issued.
Looks like they're going to have a meeting here.
4 consecutive base hits after Andrew Gayton led off with a walk. 5 runs across. 2 extra base hits in the frame between Marcus Page and Casey Combs. And like you mentioned, Andres, they're going to go out and talk. That is Paul Nochi talking to Espedia on the mound, who typically pitches for the Power. He has run into some trouble here in the 5th.
I'm trying to get a better idea of what he could possibly be saying. I mean, obviously, calm down. You got no outs, a runner on first. Just start over at this point.
Real tough showing here for the Canada A's right-hander. Really taking some time here, not sure exactly why. Nobody warming in the bullpen for the Canada A's, and it actually looks like Scamboluri is getting some tosses in for the Power.
Why not? Keep yourself hot.
Yeah, this should look to be a fairly long frame with all 6 hitters so far for the Power reaching base. The hitter is Ronnie Keaton, who takes ball 1 in the dirt.
Speedia, before coming on to the A's, he played with the opposing team here, the Power. That mentioned. Area of 2.54. He has only one save.
Ronnie Keaton on the day, 0 for 2. He did reach on an error back in the second. He scored a run. One of those 7 runs across for the Power. So the left-hander awaits a 1-1. Just barely missing. 2 balls and a strike. The A's at this point just looking to get out of this in any way that they can. Runner at first is Patrick Metzler. Speedia checks on him over at first, peeking out of the corner of his eye, and a wave and a miss here from the left-handed hitter. Time called in the box. I don't know if that was a foul ball signal or...
I think he was yelling foul, foul, foul.
I believe you're right. So foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the hitter, Keaton. Speedia a long look in. Not holding the runner on at first base is Kendrick. Here's a swing and a miss, and ball moves away, and they'll throw down and not in time. And we're going to roll the inning over it regardless.
That's a tough one.
So that'll do it for the Power, who plate 5 in the 5th. They extend their lead. 7-0 is our score. As we go to the 6th here, we'll see if Scambolari comes back out for more work for the Power. Messiah Fukuda to stand in for the A's. He's taking place of Adrian Pizzana. Scambolari back out for more work as he throws a strike here. Fukuda in center field for the A's, the left-handed hitter. You highlighted Andres, a really good defensive center fielder, but hasn't gotten much going offensively. It's in a 2-1 count here. Scambolari on the mound has been magnificent in this game. He has 11 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's just incredible to me. Everyone who he's faced has at least 1 strikeout.
Did he go around? They say no, and a walk issued. Wow. That pitch looked like it was in the zone. Scambolari wants a new baseball.
Yeah, Fukuda's a small guy. He's got a smaller zone. I mean, that looked like a strike to me, but...
Got to check the walk numbers for Scambolari. So far this year, just 3 walks, so just his 4th walk issued in 4 games started. Tremendous numbers. Again, he came into this game 26 strikeouts. He's added 11. Just a hair under 40 at 37 now for him. So he checks on Fukuda.
Fukuda will take a bag if he can. He's a fast man on the base paths.
Colin Traeger standing in, a strikeout looking his first time around. To the plate, and lofted foul. And that's so hard as well for these hitters to get into any sort of rhythm when you're striking out seemingly every time. And on really quick counts as well. It's not like Scamboluri is working exceptionally deep into counts to get the strikeouts. It's mostly been in 5 or less pitches. It's great work on the mound for the righty.
I'm going to try to see if I can confirm that theory there.
No balls and a strike. 7-0 our score. The power out in front. Pitch is hit high in the air on the infield. Julian Hunt calling for the shortstop. This ball hanging up there forever, and he makes the play.
Wow. It wasn't Hunt.
It was Ronnie Keaton who ended up with the baseball. Hunt took a tumble. Ronnie Keaton hung with it. Boy, the ball is just hanging up there. I feel like we're in Colorado today.
Oh, yeah.
Hanging up there forever, and that is one thing. I played in Colorado once. You know, they always talk about at Coors Field how the ball will travel, and that is no myth. The ball really does hang up there. I remember playing in a tournament in Colorado, taking outfield before the game, and I'll never forget my coach was hitting the ball as hard as he could in the air. He was just having a blast with the fungo. I will never forget. The ball hung up in the air forever out there.
Yeah, thin air. But you came down fast, though.
Oh, yeah. Swing and a miss here on an elevated fastball. The batter is Chris O'Neill, hitting in place of Antonio Carta. Carta had struck out twice. Late on a fastball, here is O'Neill. Mad at himself being late on the pitch. It's a foul ball. No balls and 2 strikes. Scamboluri, a lot of wiggle room here. We'll see what he brings way ahead in the count. 0-2 as he comes set. 1 out. Pitch thrown. Fastball high in the zone. Got him swinging. 12th strikeout on the day for Scamboluri.
And now he has a strikeout in every... He continues to have a strikeout in every inning. At least one.
He struck out the side in the 3rd and the 4th. 2 strikeouts in the first, 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 5th, and now 1 in the 6th. And it'll be Connor Donahue hitting in place of Josh Hines. So even the new look from the plethora of changes for the A's, and even these new hitters not having any luck. 2 outs as the pitch is thrown for strike 1. Scamboluri has seemingly been automatic on first pitch strikes. 0-1 count. Swing and a miss. Did he go around? He did on the slider.
I thought he went around as well. I like the bat he's sporting, though. It's my favorite color. I don't think I've seen that
Donahue
bat.
sporting the bright orange bat.
I like it. I have to ask him. That's a long-term bat or something I can have?
Late on the fastball here, fouled away. Yeah, we've highlighted Tavis Brunson's bat. Most of the guys, I feel like, have opted to use the bats that we provide them.
Oh, they're solid bats, for sure.
Did he go on this pitch? He did not. Checked up on the elevated fastball that Scamboluri has gone to so often. Talk about commanding a fastball. He has commanded that elevated fastball so well. It'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. Another elevated fastball. This time Donahue holds up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This has probably been the best battle any hitter has given Scamboluri so far.
Yeah, most pitches. You were correct in earlier saying that the most pitches he's thrown in a at bat is 5.
And yet again, Donahue in a battle. Again, our score 7-0. And we are in the top half of the 6th. With the Power scoring 2 of their runs in the 2nd, 5 in the 5th. Scamboluri comes set in a 2-2 and 2 outs. Deep breath, and he brings high on a fastball. Great battle here from Donahue.
That's pitch number 7. And he's run it full.
So it'll be a rare full count. And the runner will be moving with 3 balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs. That is Fukuda over at first. Pitch on the way. Another pitch fouled away. Donahue making a tough at-bat here. Trying to get on any way that he can. 7 hits across for the Power, just 2 for the Canada A's. Donahue trying to extend the inning. We'll do it again. 3-2. Inside. How about that at-bat from Donahue? A solid one there as he'll take a walk.
And you know what? That might be what the A's have to do. This is probably the toughest situation that Donahue's had to get, or Scamboluri's tried to get out of.
Nobody warming in the pen for the Power, so it's like they'll opt for Scamboluri to try and close out this inning. We'll see if he'll continue any further along in the ballgame. Top of the 6th here.
I'd like to think he would.
Check swing, back pick at first, and they got him. A solid play. Casey Combs made a barehanded play earlier in the game. That was in the 5th, and now a heck of a back pick there from the catcher to catch Donahue napping.
Wow.
So that'll do it in that frame. Scoreless are the A's through 6. We'll go to the bottom half of the 6th with the Power leading 7-0 here in Palm Springs. Back in Palm Springs, Mitch Glesser alongside Andres Tejeda. We go to the bottom half of the 6th with the Power out in front, 7-0. Leading off for the Power, it'll be Zach Thompson. Speeda back out for more work. This ball hits softly up the middle on a couple of bounces, and it'll be a leadoff base hit for Zach Thompson.
Keep the line moving. You're going to have a courtesy runner for him as well.
Espedia came in relief back in the 5th, and he gave up 4 hits and 2 walks. So rough going so far for the righty.
Robbie Carlin is going to be the courtesy or pinch runner. I would assume he's a courtesy runner.
Probably a courtesy over there for Thompson. Josh Jubilee now the hitter as he digs in. Jubilee 0 for 2. Strikeout and a fly out to left. 9 hits across and 7 runs across for the Power. Here's a wild pitch from Espedia, and I believe that is now his 4th wild pitch.
Just 4 wild pitches. It's been a tough go for Espedia with his new team.
Just not locating all that well here in this game in relief. Runner in scoring position now in Thompson, and hard hit ground ball. It shoots through into the left side, into left field. Rutledge picks it up, and he'll just throw it in all the way, actually. And now trying to move up on the throw will be Jubilee. He is safe to avoid the tag. So it's a single, an RBI, as Thompson scores, and Jubilee up to second on the throw.
Wow. Absolutely just incredible.
Another single, and already now in the last 2 frames, that is 6 hits for the Power. And another run across, they now lead it 8-0. So that'll bring it back to the top of the order. And Andrew Gayton here in the bottom of the 6th. Late goings here, the Power pouring it on. And Gayton takes strike 1.
Andrew Gayton is 1 for 2. There's a strikeout, a single into right field, and then a walk, and came around to score.
This pitch barely taken for a ball. The Power just behind the British Columbia Bombers in the standings. The Bombers at 8-3. The Power coming to this one 7-3 on a 2-game win streak.
They also have the tie, too.
Right you are. They do have the tie. We do play with ties here in the California Winter League. Given the fact that pitching for each team is not as deep as what you typically see in, maybe a college program or obviously in the big leagues or minor leagues. Pitches high here to Gayton. 2 balls and a strike, and now 3 balls and a strike actually to Gayton. And coming out from behind the plate is Donahue. He's going to have a word with Espedia on the mound.
Yeah, he's got to just talk to him, calm him down. He's finding himself in the same issues that he had before. Already giving up a run, a wild pitch, runner on second, and no outs.
Yeah, they had to roll over the 5th inning because Espedia labored too long, and already he's finding some trouble here in the bottom half of the 6th. 8-0 is our score as Gayton lofts this ball foul over by the bleacher area and over under the tent down there where the players will eat in between games. The lefty Gayton, as you mentioned, Andres, 2 RBI single back in the 2nd. 3-2, full count. Inside, and Gayton will take a walk. So the woes of Espedia on the mound continue.
Not just Espedia, but the A's. They have just struggled all season long. 2-9 at the end of the game.
You would hope that they would see a bright spot, and they got a good start today in Ben West, who got the call for the start. The starter went 4 solid, 4 strikeouts. He only allowed 2 runs, but Espedia coming in and allowing the 5 runs in the 5th and now 1 in the 6th, and it has really deflated the A's. You can see a lot of the infielders showing the body language of just hopelessness as this pitch is swung on and missed from the batter Robert Brugmeyer, who has been hot at the plate. 2 hits for him today, a double and a single. Also a run scored.
Toss in from Donahue just went over the head of Espedia all the way to second base, and Eddie McCabe just kind of shows how deflated the A's are right now.
That's when you know things are not going well, when the catcher overthrows the pitcher on the ball back. We also saw that wild error that you hardly ever see in a baseball game. That was, that was all the way back. Trying to retrace my steps here. That was all the way back in the 2nd. Aaron Ushery was playing the shortstop position at the time. Muffed the throw from the left fielder, so it's been one of those days for the A's as Brugmeyer is down on strikes here for the first out.
Yeah, tough chase there. We're seeing a little bit of life in Espedia. That slider's working for him.
I'll bring up Marcus Page. 2 hits for him in the ball game. A long double his last time up over the head of Fukuda, and you highlighted, Andres, how well Fukuda has played in center field.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's just been absolutely phenomenal out there. Defense alone. He definitely needs to start shining with his bat in this last week. But I think defensively, that man deserves a contract and a gold glove.
He's been solid out there in center. The other player that comes to mind has been A.J. Pollock for the Chill.
As well, yes.
He has played a really solid center field. Espedia will bring a 1-1 count here to Page, who waits in a wave and tapped off of Donahue. That's off of probably the shin guard, it looked like, getting beat up behind the plate. Donahue trying to wave it off, stretching out that leg. It'll be 1-2 here to Page, and 1 away here bottom of the 6th. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. It'll be a strikeout on the foul tip from Marcus Page. Back-to-back strikeouts for Speedia.
Yeah, that's he's getting his way back in. Get that 1 run, shrug it off. Got runners on first and second, 2 outs. You're 1 pitch away from getting out of it.
We are in the bottom half of the 6th. 8-0 is our score. 2 runs for the Power in the second, 5 across in the 5th, and now 1 across here in the 6th. First pitch here to Casey Combs is a ball. Combs a double and 2 RBIs his last time around in the 5th. He is 1 for 3. Solid effort all around for the Power. Everybody on their team a base hit except for Keaton in the 7 slot. There's a strike here. And a lot of the balls that they have hit have been hit hard as well, Andres.
Absolutely. And, I mean, the Power, they have a great team out here. Outside of that tie, they should be tied in first place, I think, personally.
Throw across is in time from O'Neill on the high chopper over to the third baseman there who handles it. And that'll be the 3rd out. Another run across, though, for the Power, who have piled it on here. 8-0 is the score. We'll go to the 7th here. We'll see if Scambolari comes back out to finish it out, as the Power did have somebody warming. We'll see when we return here. Again, 8-0 is our score, going to the 7th. Pitch Klessler alongside Andres Tejeda. We go to the top half of the 7th. The Power are in control of this one, looking for a shutout victory. 8-0 is our score. 8 runs on 9 hits, just 2 hits for the Canada A's, who will have last efforts here in the top half of the 7th. Foul ball off the bat of Collier Rutledge, who is hitting in place of Travius Ford. And boy, the anticipation was brewing, Andres. We were waiting for Scamboluri to come back out. Instead, it's a new pitcher on the mound, Zach Thompson, as this pitch is hit softly into left field. It's a base hit for Collier Rutledge, so the third hit of the ball game for the Canada A's. Lead man is on for them.
It's a tough thing. I wanted to see Scamboluri finish the game off. He only had 80 pitches in 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, no errors, only 2 walks, but a dozen strikeouts. That is the story of the game today.
Yeah, just a magnificent effort. 12 strikeouts through 6 innings of work. By far and large the best pitching performance that we have seen so far in the California Winter League. And those 12 strikeouts put Scamboluri in the league lead at 38 strikeouts. Behind him is Luke Drummond for the Bombers. And in third, it's Jesse Galindo for the Palm Springs Chill. This is Tavis Brunson, swinging and missing, the power-hitting lefty. After Rutledge singled for the leadoff man. Nobody out. And a 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. Zach Thompson on the mound again. Here's a swing and a miss from Brunson for the first out. So as a staff now, 13 strikeouts. The Power have hardly had to do anything defensively today.
And as you said, Tavis Brunson's a power hitter. He got a home run back on January 28th for the A's. Yeah, you're right. You haven't had to do anything.
So that'll bring up Eddie McCabe now. He takes strike 1. He's hitting in place of Travis McFarland. Just 3 hits in the game. As mentioned, 1 coming from Josh Hines, 1 from Travius Ford, and now 1 from Rutledge. McCabe is signed to a pro contract. He is the man at the plate right now. 1 ball and 1 strike to the right-handed hitter.
He's in the Great Falls Voyagers.
This pitch is hit down the line and left as he flirts with the foul line. Keeps it fair, and he'll have a stand-up double. And not trying to press the buttons is Rutledge. He just walks on into third, with his run not really mattering, so they're not going to try to extend anything. It's an extra base hit for McCabe, and the only extra base hit so far in this game for the A's offensively.
So that's a matchup I would have wanted to see between McCabe and Scamboluri. I mean, McCabe can hit. He's definitely not some pushover, but it is it's a nice base hit or double for him.
So now Colton Kendrick will stand in, another pretty good power lefty bat. Top of the 7th, 8-0 is our score. Power looking to seal the deal here with Zach Thompson, relieving Joseph Scamboluri, who had a magnificent start, 12 strikeouts for the starter.
Zach Thompson trying to keep the shutout intact, runners at second and third, and only 1 out.
Scamboluri on the year 2-1 record. He should improve to 3-1 should Thompson seal the deal here. 2-1 count here to the hitter Kendrick, hitting in place of Aaron Ushery. 2 balls and a strike. Runners at second and third, 1 out. And the pitch from Thompson. Breaking ball lofted in there and hit softly on a line drive over into the bleachers out in left field. Foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
On his way back into a 2-2 count, 1 pitch away from out number 2.
2 outs away are the Power from winning yet again another game. They are on a 2-game win streak, just behind the Bombers. Here's a swing and a miss from Kendrick, down on strikes. Second strikeout here for Zach Thompson in the 7th.
That's 14 collected as a staff, and we believe that ties the record here this year for most strikeouts by a staff.
Walker.
Mitch, that score sheet of yours is looking really orange.
Yes, it is. As mentioned earlier, I like to highlight certain things on my scorecard to make it easier to see things. As I don't know if that hit Paz or if it's just a wild pitch.
Looks like it's going to be a wild pitch. Paz is not going to first, and that's going to be the first run.
So the first run of the game, this is very odd now the umpire is talking about it. So
yeah, they're going to send him back. Runner will advance to first.
very odd situation here. Paz is in no rush. He wanted to hit.
Yeah, Rutledge.
I don't believe it hit him. I don't believe it hit Paz. You know, more often than not, a guy.
They're going to say ball.
So we thought it was a wild pitch at first. Then they said hit batsman. Now we're going to go with
a ball.
A ball, I believe.
If it's a ball, then that run scores. That's confusing.
Very odd play there. So it'll be 1-0 here to Walker Paz.
I guess they want Paz to hit.
Well, they're doing him a favor too. You know,
Absolutely.
He wants to hit. He doesn't want to be hit by a pitch here in the 7th.
Of course, but if you're the A's, you want to put up a run.
Yeah, absolutely. They are runless in this game, 8-0 our score. Zach Thompson will bring a 2-0. Hit on the ground, foul off to the right.
Because if you're Walker Paz and you get the final out, instead of just, either one, taking your base, two, letting the run score on the wild pitch if we're calling it a ball, and then continue to have a chance to hit, I'd be upset if I'm Paz. If I get the final out.
Yeah. 3 errors on the day for the Canada A's. They are the worst defensive team. They lead the league in errors. The Power, second in the league, as we mentioned earlier, in errors, but they've had a clean game. There's a ball hit on the ground. A diving stop by Keaton. Will he make the throw in time? He does.
Wow.
How about that to cap off the day?
Wow.
A diving effort from Ronnie Keaton at second base to his right, and he throws out Paz, the speedster. The A's just look absolutely befuddled over there by the dugout. That'll be the ball game, 8-0 our final. Boy, what a way to cap off the day. They got good defense from their catcher as well in Casey Combs, who made a couple of great plays. Combs nabbed somebody stealing in the first. He also made a barehanded play earlier on in a back pick as well in the 6th. 12 strikeouts to highlight the day on the mound for the starter Scambolari. Andres, just what a game all around for the Power. They do it offensively, defensively, and get a great start from their starting pitcher.
Absolutely. This game going an hour 45. Scambolari will take the win. Ben West, he had a good game, 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs that were not earned, 4 strikeouts, but he will go down with the loss. Espedia just couldn't handle it, let up 6 runs, all of them earned. 3 strikeouts and 3 walks. But Palm Springs Power and Joseph Scambolari showing that they're one of the top teams here at the California Winter League.
Cannot say enough about the effort from Scambolari. Just a tremendous outing for him. His 3rd win now in the California Winter League. He improves his record to 3-1, and he now leads the league in strikeouts with 38 for the right-hander from Fort Worth, Texas. A great outing for him and a great performance all around by the Power, who have now won 3 straight, and they are now tied at the top with the British Columbia Bombers. 8-3 for the Bombers, 8-3-1 for the Power, who also do have the tie in there as well. For Andres Tejeda, I'm Mitch Glessner. We'll sign off here in Game 1. The Power win it 8-0 in a shutout victory. Game 2 will be between the Oregon Lumberjacks and the British Columbia Bombers. That'll be coming up in about 30 minutes. Josh Sperber will have the call, and I will slide over to the color spot, and we'll have that one for you guys here in about 30 minutes. If I had to guess, game time will probably be around 12:20-ish Pacific time. That'll do it again in Game 1. Power win it 8-0.